There's something I've forgotten. I have forgotten something. Nightbot. Is Nightbot working? Just realized that there's a bit of setup that I'm missing. Let me see if I can correct that in a bit. Let's see if I can. Oops, that's the wrong one. Let me see if I can correct this by going to night. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, that's even the wrong account. What am I doing? That's the wrong account. Really? I thought I did this already. There's something that I need to change. I need to change for, actually I need to delete this. It's no longer working. Okay, and then I need to change this. I need to edit this. Remove this because this coupon code is no longer working. Okay. And then I need to change this project. Change this into this. Remove this. Change this text just a bit. I can't spell. Okay, that should be much better. Let's close this and this, and let's test it out. by saying cause. And if you're experiencing some frame drop speed, please be sure to tell me. But it's taking quite a long time to I don't know. Okay, let's just continue. Let me change this image. Change this image to okay. Is there no single image you can use? Terrible. Nope. Where is this text? Where is this text? Okay. That one's 150. This weight is a bit bold. Just realized that. I just realized that. How did I not realize this? Okay. Okay. But something still seems wrong. Oh, I placed a comment somewhere here. Yeah, I placed a comment somehow. Okay, that's fine. This is looking fine. And then now we have this. Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? Let's do this. Let's do 60. Then reduce this to 60 as well. 60, there you go. And then, oops, can we do that? Let's see. If we take this and place it somewhere here, right? I don't know. I don't know. How does this look? How does this look? Really? This is actually looking nice. It's actually looking nice. Okay, so we're done with that. We have pricing next. How do we do pricing? Okay. This space looks a bit much more than what I have on top, but I don't know whether I don't know whether I want to do that. Whether I want to I don't know whether I want to move this up. Let's see. Interpret about somewhere there. Let's see how this would look. Yeah, this looks much cleaner, I think so. Though there's only one space here separating this and this, and I have two spaces here and here. Should I? Or should I reduce this to one space? Conundrum. That is a conundrum. It is a conundrum. So this will be here. Okay, wait a minute. So I have one space, then one space. Okay. Let's get our rectangle. Go square. Move this down. Let's see. Space is not enough. Space is not enough. There you go. Because I want this to be at the edge, one square separating everything, so that this is uniform. And then I want this to also have one square separating everything. That would be a much better design. It looks much cleaner. And then let's see. Where do we have our box shadow? Where do we have our box shadow? Very slight drop shadow. Let me group these. Okay. So I have very slight box shadow. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Five. Let's have the blur at 5 as well. And the spread. And there's no spread. This actually looks nice. I should do the same. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. I want to do the same thing for those. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? Nope, 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 nope. Okay, that means we have to restructure this a bit. We have to restructure this a bit. We have to restructure this a bit. Just a bit. Just a bit. No. Okay. Move that inwards. Grab this. And move this inwards as well. How many? This is 329. So 329. And grab it and move it inwards. Really? This space should probably be uniform all around. Should probably be uniform all around. Okay, that's much better. Which means we need to move this upwards. Right around there. And then move this as well. Yeah. Move this right around there. Oops. There. Then reduce this to 329. There you go. 29 there. Come on, seriously. Okay, fantastic. That's looking amazing. Okay, and then once we have this, now everything is looking uniform, right? Amazing. So let's group this once again. Group those like so. Probably. Oops, wait. What did I do? What did I do? Okay. Okay, that's much better. That is much better. And then let's head over to our pricing. So how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Really? I want this one to have my primary color. That looks ugly. That looks ugly. Move this down, and move this down, and move this down. Let's make this just a bit lighter. Just a bit lighter. And then let's start doing this. Oops. Oops, oops. At the bottom, let's have a button. So a button right above there that says oops, wrong one. Seriously? What did I do? What did I do? Okay. So get professional. Okay. And then let's have some text here that says get master. Add a layer to this. And then let's fill it with white and change the text color to our primary color. Okay. And then I'll just need to align it in the middle. Like so, almost Almost there. There you go. That's satisfying. Change the text color to white. Okay. Probably a good idea to make this lighter as well. Fun. Make this fun. Hey man, thanks for that. I do plan to keep it up. I do. Okay, so once you do this, then I want to duplicate some text. Let's just say this is our basic, right? Oops. This should be smaller. Let's say that 6, a half of that. Oops. Don't move that. Right there. Okay. Duplicate this, place it right there, move it forward. There you go. Change this to master. Okay. Change the color to white. Grab this, duplicate it one more time. Change the oops. Okay, duplicate it. Wait. Where is it? Right here, then move it forward. Right there. Change this to professional. Like so. Okay. And change the text color to black. Fantastic. Change this to, how should we say, 199, 299. Align it back to the center and to the center like so. Okay, that's looking nice. It's actually looking nice. Yep. Has a slight box shadow. And now we just need to duplicate stuff. How do we start? Let me add an icon first of all. Oh, where is it? Let me add a dot. Okay, let's get this one. Oh, you know, yes, let's add a check mark. Let's get a check mark. Let's get which one looks nice. This one. Import icon. Okay. And now where is it? Where are you? Bruh. How? Okay. And then for this we can say, now that have a check mark, we can say something like, let's change this text color first of all to, what's the Tailwind green? 10B981. Is that a Tailwind? Okay, yeah, it is. Fantastic. And then once we get the Tailwind green, let's duplicate this. Say 20 pixels. Duplicate. Oops. Let's just keep on moving. Grab this and duplicate it one more time. Okay. Excuse me. Let's say duplicate it one more time. And for the text for each of these, let's say for this, let's say the text is something. Then reduce this size to 18. Oops. Reduce this size to 18. And then align this. Let's align it there. Why do you keep on moving? Okay. What? There you go. Maybe I need to somewhere there. There you go. Then grab this, move it down, grab this, move it down, and grab it and move it down once again. There. This is something else, and then something else here, and then even something else. Just some dummy data to keep us going so that we don't have to dwell on one thing. And actually, now that we have this, let me just grab this and move it down. There. Okay. It's not really that good of a pricing structure, but you know, it works. Okay. So now that we have this, I can just duplicate this inside here. Okay. And then I can duplicate it inside here as well. Come on. Right around there. And then let's grab this, change this to really stop doing that. Stop moving. Let's lock this and lock this. That is stop moving. Okay. Let's grab this, change this text color to white. Okay, so that it's more visible. Let's add something for this. Let's duplicate this and let's say master maintenance. Let's duplicate it one more time. Right around there. Oops. Duplicate it right around there. And then let's say 5% discount. There you go. There you go. And then let's just realign it back to the center. What's the center for this? There you go. And then instead of having this here, let's grab this and then let's duplicate this to go right around there. And let's change the text color to black. And then let's add something here. Let's say this is pro maintenance. Let's say this is 25% discount. And I think that should be it. Oops, no, don't do that. To the center. There you go. Wait, is that correct? Is this its center? Let's see. Are you the center? Okay, that should be fine. Let's check this. And that should be fine. Okay, we'll do something more to this when we are building it out actually, so that we don't feel like we are what's the word, like we have to use this just for the design, of course. And it is actually looking very nice. And then finally, once you do this, then I need to have my contactors. So let's make this just a bit more bigger. No, 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 no. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? don't know that. Actually, not. You know what? Let's just group that and don't move. Okay. Let's see. Really. Why is this behaving like this? Why is this behaving like this? Why is this behaving like this? Is this settle? If I miss anything, please forgive me. I don't have my earphones on, so I can't really hear anything. Why are these check marks behaving like this? Don't get it. I actually don't get it. I do not get it. Let's get this isn't set to, it's not set to fixed scrolling. It's not. You know what? Let me add the footer first. I might have to delete these icons for now because they're annoying. They're annoying. Let's just delete them. Delete this. And then let's get this and delete these. I'm going to add them in later after we're done with this design. So I need to create our contact us. I don't want to create a form in Figma. I'll do that when you're building it out in React. Don't feel like creating a form in Figma. So you know what I can do is just, let's get, how many spaces was I leaving? One space. So one space in this. So let's have it right around here. Right around here. Oops. Really? Why isn't this working? And that will be our divider for our footer. So let's create our footer. How do we add this? I just want to have some social media icons for this. Let's reduce this. doesn't have some social media icons, so let's do that. Iconify. Let's get Facebook. Oops. Let's get Instagram. Let's get Twitter. Okay, and import that. Let's take this. No. Let's import that. Let's get Behance. Yep. And then let's get Pinterest. Grab this. Import this. What am I missing? That should be enough. That should be enough. And where they're here. Really? Give me my pen back. Oh, wait, this. There you go. Really? What is up with this thing? Okay, I'm starting to hate this. There you go. Let's grab this and move them to the bottom. Like so. Then let's separate them out. So this is Pinterest. This is Behance. This is Twitter. Okay. So now, how large do I want them to be? Let's make them 36 by 36. 36 by 36. Okay. Six by 36. Let's get this one. Let's set this to 36 by 36. Okay. Let's grab this, set it to 36. What's this icon? Really? Okay. And then once we have this, then let's see. I should probably, you know what? This thing is bothering me. Let me remove this. I don't like it. Let's add 2 more icons. Let's add Pinterest, a good one this time. Let's grab this one. And then let's also grab, wait, what is it? Let's grab Dribble. Yeah. Dribble is triple B. Search. Dribble. Is this the dribble icon? Okay. Where are you? You are here. Let's move it to the bottom. We did the dribble icon. Oh, I didn't import the dribble icon. Okay. This is 36 by 36. Okay. And then let's get dribble. That's the final one. Where's my, okay. Let's get dribble. We have this, and then let's import it. Okay. 36. Come on, seriously. There you go. 36. And looking amazing. Now, how do we do this? Let's move this down. Let's align them. Let's align all of them. Select them from here. Okay, fantastic. Let's paste them out, 1 square each. 1 square each. Let's grab the next one. Space this out, 1 square each. Grab this. Grab this. And finally grab this. Okay, so it looks like they're 87 pixels apart. Is it? 83? Is it? 84. It's tolerable. That is tolerable. Now how this is 1 2 3, this is 1 2 3. Okay, so they are perfectly to the center. Now the final thing that I want to do for this design is probably to let me add a flag on top here. Whether let me move this line to the above just a bit, probably around there. And then let's add some text here that says contacts, or let's say social media contacts. Instead of having a form, let's just have a social media contact. Place this to the middle like so. Increase this to 36 because that's what we had for every heading. And then once we increase this to 36, then we should make this light or regular. No, light. There you go. There you go. Looking amazing. This actually looks brilliant. I do say so. Looks amazing. Oh, now we need to create the mobile design. Oh my goodness. If you're enjoying this content, please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let's get the font. Let's get 375 pixels. Okay. This will probably be bigger than what we had in our design. But you know, it's okay. What did I have grouped? I had quite a few things grouped. Probably shouldn't have these anymore. Remove these, remove this. Okay. And then what we need is to get oops. Don't do that. Let's we need to duplicate this. Oh, but I need to come up with how the navbar will look for the mobile design. Oh, this is so hard. Design is hard, man. It's hard. Okay, let's delete that first of all. Let's get our rectangle. Let's get our rectangle going. Okay. Let's get this going. Let's reduce this to about 36. Okay. Let's reduce this. Let's text align to the center, like so. Okay. And then once we have that, then what we can probably do is add an icon to the bottom. Should I add it to the bottom or to the top? The bottom or to the top? Let's add an icon here that says where was it? My plugins, my iconify. Let's add menu. Let's see what comes up. Let me use this one. This means I should place it to the right so that it's just a bit, it looks more, where is it? Where's the icon? Seriously? Why are you at the bottom? Why are you at the bottom? Let's place it right there. And then now we need our image. What is this image called? Let's go to our plugins. Let's search for Unsplash. Let's get the image that is called coffee. Can't even remember what the image was. Oh, you know what? Now this is the overlay. This is the overlay, which means that I probably want the first one now. The image, there you go. Let me place this image here. Place it, reduce the size. And make sure it's aligned. Okay. And then this one should come first so that it has the overlay. There you go. And then I want this to be at the top so that I can see it. Looking amazing. Let's make this 36 by 36. Change this text color to white, like so. Looking amazing. Looking amazing. Is it visible from there? I'd probably have to have some text so that it can kind of tells the user that, hey, look, we have some text here. Then reduce this to probably 14. Yep. Probably 14. 14 should be fine. Though this might probably take away from what we have. You know what? I'm not worried too much about it. I'm probably just overthinking. Okay. And then, so all of this will be contained in the menu bar. Okay. And then we need to create our blog section next, which means I need to grab this. Oops. Really? Let me ungroup this. This should not be grouped. Let's grab this, place it inside here, and then grab this and paste it inside here. Probably should have some kind of margin on the left and right, and also reduce the size. Let's say 200 pixels. Excuse me. Take some water. Okay, then let's grab this. Oh, you know what I'm doing wrong? You know what I'm doing wrong? I'm doing this using my eyes. when I can just add a grid. Let's say the grid for this should be what? How large is this font? Let's say 40. Let's say 50. Okay, let's say 60. Really? 65? 64. 63. Yeah. 63, but 63 is probably what we're going to have first. Well, let's see if 62 will work. 62.5. Okay, it's 65. Okay. 63 is fine. It's fine. It's fine. No need to overreact. What size was this? This was 36 pixels. 36. Okay, therefore, so for small screens, I want these ones to be smaller. I want these to be smaller. Then you are going to come over here. Okay, you know what this is? This is really going to mess me up a bit because I can't tell where this grid is. Let me reduce this grid to let's say, what is half of 60? 30. Here, let's do 30. Okay, rather let's do 32. This can go to the end. Let's do 33. You know what? Let's just do 30. Let's just do 30 so that I can move this really. I can move this right around there, then reduce the size to 18. Instead of 18, let's do 24. Okay. Okay. It's looking amazing. Move this up. Reduce this size to probably now 18. Okay. It was the one square. So here should be one square would be right around there. Okay. Then let's move this up. Probably should align these much better. Okay. Increase the line height for this to 150 so that it's completely at the top and bottom. Let's see. Let's increase it just a bit more. Let's do 160. Let's do 162. Not yet. Okay, I can't see this grid. I cannot see this grid. Let's increase it. Let's increase the intensity of this. Let's do 100. Okay, much better. Much better. Let's do 165. And there we go. So 165 places this at the bottom, places this at the bottom as well. Okay, that is much better. And then for this, how we're going to do this? I'm going to place this right around there. Let me place this here so that it becomes the pointer for which I want this to go to the bottom. So let's include this. Okay, so 163. Move this up. Let's move this up. Okay, you know what? I probably did something wrong. But you know what? I'm not that experienced in Figma, so mistakes are allowed for me. Let's reduce this just a bit. Rather not, instead of reducing it. Instead of reducing it, let's reduce the size of this text. Could you not? Really? Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, you're annoying me. I'm just going to delete you. Get the text. Let's place the text right here and say read full article. Then let's say auto layout. And then let's change this fill color to our primary color. Change this text color to white. And probably reduce the size for this. Reduce the size of this button to 1 square. Oh, you know what? You know what? Seriously? Seriously. This is annoying. That is really, really annoying. And then let's grab this image, move it. The image should probably come first. The image should probably come first. Let me select this and move this down. Move the image up. Let it start from the second one. And then this should probably be at the bottom. Okay. And then the edge for this should be a half of this square so that it aligns together with this. I don't know a better way to do this because this isn't really nice. And then what we need to do is grab this and move it up. This grid color is clashing with the one that shows me whether I placed it correctly. So let me change this to green. Yeah, that green though. Okay, so where were we? We were doing this. I need this to move up to here. Okay, and we will move this. Okay, really? Are you serious? Are you serious? There you go. There you go. And there we go. Okay. Then once you have that, let me remove the grids from this second one. Where is it? This one? This one? Let's hide the grid. There we go. This actually looks brilliant. So we are dealing with about me section next. So for the about me section, what do I need to do? I should probably ungroup this and then have this image first. So duplicate this image into here. Duplicate this image inside here. Reduces to 200 pixels. 200. Okay. And then move this inwards. Move this inwards like so. Reduce this to 200. Then move this inwards right around there. I need to match with this. There we go. Then probably move it downwards. Let's move it up to here. because the title of the about me title is going to come here. For the title, what I'm going to do is just grab this and copy it downwards, duplicate it downwards, right there, and then say about me. Okay, like so. Looking fine. Oops, I'm seeing some design issues. Let me move this to the top, and then place the image in the middle. Not to the top really, but right around there. Place this image here, and then grab this and move this upwards right around there. Yep, that is much better. This is much better, so that when you're here, you know you're reading the blog and so on and so forth. So for the about me, how do we do this? Almost the same thing. So I'm skipping on lines, 2 lines. This is 1 line at the top. That's fine. Then let's get this image here, right? Then let's get our text. So let me grab this and then just duplicate it inside here. Oops, wait, is that correct? I mean, that is correct, but is that what I want to do? Is that what I wanted to do? That is indeed the question. That is the bane of our existence. Reduce this to 12. Okay, place it right around there. Going to restructure this a bit. What size did I have for this text? So there are 18 pixels, so let's reduce this to 18 pixels. And then what was the size for this text? 15. Okay, so let's grab this and reduce. Oh, it's already 15. Okay, nice. And then let's deal with how we're going to lay this out. Okay, where does this image start? This mini space is bothering me. Let me just increase the size. Okay, then do the same for this, increase the size, and then let's place this here. Okay, then let's increase the line height for this up to there, almost. That's 160. Let's say 159. Okay, 158. Seriously? Hey bro, from Thailand. Wow, nice. From Thailand. Interesting. Okay, now let me put on my earphones in case there are notifications and I'm missing them. I don't want to miss any notifications. Okay, I think this should be much better. From Thailand, that's amazing, man. That's really amazing. Let's get this. How did this? So we're skipping 1 space, placing this to the bottom, and increasing the line height for this. Ooh, wait a minute. How much do I have here? 162. So let's do the same for this, so that it's uniform all across the board. Okay. Okay. And then for the bottom, we only have 1 space here, so probably I should place it there. I don't like this bottom. Let's duplicate this upwards. And then let's say read. Oops. Read full article. Okay. Okay. That is almost looking amazing, but I still hate it because of this and this. And just have that. And then let's continue with our testimonial sections next. So for the testimonials, I'm just going to duplicate this about me title. Oops. Duplicate it right around there. How many spaces was I skipping? 2 spaces under the title, so 2 spaces under the title. So testimonials, like so. Increase the size for this. Okay, then let's get our cards. Let's get our cards. So grab this, place it there. Grab this, place it there. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm grabbing the wrong thing. I want to grab this. What's the group? I want to ungroup this. Okay. What is the other group? Wait, really? What is happening? What is happening? Where's the group? Oh, you know, the icons are the group. Okay, the icons are the group. So ungroup this, ungroup that. Okay, and group that. There we go. So we have that, and then group this as well, and then group this as well. Oops, oops. Okay, now I'm just going to do that manually. Okay, there we go. There we go. Reduce this. Place it right on there. Reduce this to something of the sort. There we go. And then once we do that, then we need to increase this text. Should probably reduce the size of this text. Which I've just figured isn't a good idea. Okay, let's look at that. Let's move this. Wait, where's my? Let me just. No. Don't do that. Let's duplicate this instead. Then move it upwards. Or not. Why isn't my icon appearing? Oops. Oh. Oops. Don't do that. We're reducing this to 13. And then reduce this to 13. Okay, I don't have this icon here, but that's okay. That is indeed okay. And then next, let's get our pricing. Okay, so instead of copying that, let me copy the one that we have here, that it is all uniform. So I'm skipping 2 of them. I'm skipping 2 boxes. Let me cover places here. Let's say pricing. So, okay, and then let's grab this. Really? Are you serious? So obviously you can see there are some design flaws. And then let's grab this, let's group this, grab this and group this, and then grab this and group it, so that I can now duplicate the whole of this right there. Probably reduce the size. Push it inwards. Okay. This was 72. Let's reduce it to 36. What's the value for this? Really? Okay. Move this upwards. Oops. Okay. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. We're getting there. I think I should probably place this full width. It's full with code really. I don't know. Can I just align this to the center? Seriously? Okay, then let's just reduce this. Let's just reduce it. Okay, this angle is hurting my back. Posture check. Let's do that. This is 100. Wait, sorry. This is 310 by 479. Let's reduce it. Let's move this upwards. So 2 spaces, 2 spaces. Like so. And then let's grab this. Let's duplicate it right around there. Okay, so this was 310 by 419. So this is should be 310. There you go. Reduce this. to 36. Was it 36? Yes, it was. Okay. And then let's, what was this? This was 36. I don't want this. This should be 24. Reduce it even more. Okay. Let's move this down. Okay. So that I can say I'm skipping one. So I'm skipping one. Move this down to the middle. Is this to the middle? Is this the middle? This is the middle. Okay, so it just happens that the middle for this is also the beginning of the word, so that's okay. Let's place this to the middle. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. Come on, middle. Okay, there you go. Then let's increase this. Then push it upwards. It was skipping two, right? Yes, it was. Since we're doing that, let me move this to the left. Then let me grab, oops, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Let's move this to the left. Okay. Let's move this upwards. I was skipping two, but there are not two to be skipped here. Okay, there we go. And then let's increase this. Increase this. Right about there should be fine. Then let's grab this. Okay, reduce this. Set this to 36. Set this to 24. This middle is so hard to determine. So we're skipping two. Okay. And then we are skipping two here. So 1, 2. Let me place it to the bottom. Increase this. Then let's grab this. Push it upwards. Like so. And then reduce this. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's slowly coming together. It is slowly coming together. And then once we do that, then finally we'll have the footer right there. Have our footer. So I want to duplicate this first of all. Let me duplicate this. Then reduce the size of this. Reduce the size. Okay, then move it upwards. That one there should be fine. Okay, fantastic. And then we have this social media contacts. So just duplicate this right there. I was keeping how many? Two? Was it two? From Bangladesh. Wow, thank you, thank you. Aminul. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's say this is 24. Okay. After 24, this is okay. And then we need to grab these, duplicate these downwards. Then what I want to do for this is just reduce this just a bit. Then grab this one. Oops. Grab this one, place it here. Grab this and place it here. Grab this and place it here. Then increase the size for this right around there. And then let's see, place this here, make it 36 by 36. But let me reduce this so that they only take up the square, like so. Then grab this, reduce it so that it only takes up the square. Okay, so this is 1 to 3, so 1 to 3. This should be here. Right around there. Okay, so this is 1 2, so we're skipping 2 here. That's 56 pixels. There we go. This here, reduce it to around there. Okay, grab this and reduce it as well. And there we go. Oh, that was hard. That was actually hard. Would you look at that? This is actually looking nice, if I do say so myself, which I actually do say so because I'm myself. Yeah. Now let's hide this and look at that. Look at this. This is looking amazing. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. Okay. So now I want to build this out using React and probably Tailwind. I'm thinking of whether should I use React or Next.js. Should I use Next.js or what? I am conflicted. I am that which they call conflicted. Okay, so first of all, what I want to do is just export this and save it into my Figma Designs account. I mean, it's already in Figma, I mean my repository. So what I want to do is export this. Yeah, let me export this. Now let me export the big image first, the desktop. So grab the desktop and say export, and then export it as a JPEG. And then let's go here. Let me call this coffee portfolio design. Let's see if that will save. Head over into my desktop, coffee. Okay, so here it is. And then I want to go into my GitHub. So let me go into my GitHub. And then from my GitHub, let's go to GitHub. And then I have a repository for Figma Designs. Where is it? I have a repository for Figma Designs, which is called Figma Designs. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. And then I'm just going to drag and drop. Where is it? Just going to drag and drop and say coffee. Let's say developer portfolio, coffee websites. Like so, commit the changes. And there we go. Okay. Oh my goodness, that was tough, wasn't it? Now, while I'm still here, I want to create a repository which will be for my for what we're going to build, for the actual thing that we're going to build. What's this achievement? Oh, I don't even know my own achievements. So let's create a new repository and say coffee website. Okay, let's create this repository like so. I'm just going to copy this and then close this and close this. And then obviously now what I want to do is build this out, right? Because that's what I wanted to do in the first place. And I just noticed that I haven't created the main, but that's okay. I'm going to, how do you say, I'm going to wing it. So let me create a CMD. Let me see it into my desktop. And actually, you know what? Instead of doing all that, I already have an empty React thing in my desktop. So let me see it into my desktop. And then I'm going to see the menu. Okay, you know what? Just for the sake that I don't confuse people, let me just create it all over again. So I'm going to sit into my desktop now and I'm going to say npx create -react -app. And then should I build it in React or in Next.js? Why is this thing bothering me? Let me build it in Next.js. So I'm going to say create -next-app and I'm going to say coffee -website. And I don't know if I'm audible enough. I hope I'm audible enough. And I'm going to let that run. Just going to let that run. And as you can see, it's a bit slow because my computer, first of all, is also a bit slow and my internet is also a bit slow, but that's okay. We work with what we have because it still gives us the results that we need. So let me see. Let me scroll here. From Bangladesh, that's amazing. If you want to support the channel, you can just say !donate, which will give you a link to my Streamlabs, and all notifications will appear on streams. I do really appreciate all of them. This is going to take a while to run, so I'm just going to sit back, relax, and answer messages on my phone. Okay, as we wait, let me just open up Tailwind CSS because that's what we're going to use to style this out. Just because I'm lazy enough. I've been streaming for quite a while and I can feel the neck getting tired. So let me go into Tailwind CSS. What is it? Tailwind CSS installation. And because we're dealing with Next.js, then we're going to use the Next.js documentation to install Tailwind CSS in our Next.js application. There's a lot of shams in one sentence. So let's get the Next.js right inside here. Then let's see. So this is basically what we're going to do, because I think we're on Next.js version 10 and above because we're using npx. So this should finish running first of all, because before we can actually do all that. And I still need Figma open, right? Yeah, I think I still need Figma open. I'm so bad at design, man. I'm so bad at design. Ay. Let me fix this. Let me place this back to the center. Okay, that's much better. This is much better. How many pixels was this? This was 600. This is what? 601. I'm going to reduce this for mobile phones, of course, not just for anything. Okay, it's finished. So let's open Visual Studio Code into Coffee website. So I'm going to say code coffee dash website, which is the name of the folder that is just created because we have bootstrapped it with create next app. Okay, and then I can close this down. Close. Okay, and then once we do that, because this is Next.js, I'm just going to open up my terminal and let's begin installing Tailwind right away. So I'm going to grab this, copy it, and just paste it inside here and install that. Hey, thanks, man. Data is beauty. Nice. I myself don't like doing large amounts of data because it becomes annoying for me. But you know, why did I even say that? I have no reason. And then let's create our Tailwind CSS file. Oops. Just copy this, and then where is it? As this continues installing, if you want to keep me company, just ask me anything in the chat. It will be good just to talk and not be silent while this is running. There we go. Then let's create our Tailwind CSS file, and then this will create this, and then we are going to need a post CSS config. So I'm going to copy this, and then right inside here I'm going to create a post CSS dot config.js. Right? Wait, what? Oh, it's already inside. Okay, nice. And this creates this, and then in our Tailwind CSS, I just need to add this so that it doesn't so that it checks for unused CSS and removes it from our CSS file, which therefore reduces the size of our overall application. And then I need to include this in globals.css, which is inside my styles folder, and it's called globals.css, like so. And then just paste this inside. Okay, and this is already imported, and we are fine. Okay, now the first thing that I want to do is just commit this to GitHub so that I can see this in my repository, and so that you can access it for the finished project, of course. So what I'm going to do is how you say, I'm going to say git add all, then git commit -m. Let me close this. Oops, close this and make this bigger. And then I'm going to say initial commit plus install Tailwind CSS. So then I'm going to say git remote add origin and paste this inside. Oops, Oh, wait a minute. Why did I copy this? Is that the correct one? Is that the correct one? Nope, this is the correct one. So I'm going to say git remote add origin and then paste this inside correctly, and then git push upstream origin main, like so. Okay, let's see how this looks, and we should see the comment. There we go. So now I can close this. Actually, before I close it down, let me just run my development server by saying npm run dev. Okay, we will open this up on localhost 3000, so I can just open it up localhost 3000 like so, once it loads, of course. And then let's begin working on our application. The font that I was using is called Rubik, so let me import that. Let me close this Tailwind config file, and then let me go into my pages folder and into my index.js, and then let me remove all of this inside the main and the footer. Let me remove that, and then I'm going to say developer portfolio. This is actually the developer portfolio for, you know, someone who has specialized in making coffee websites. So let me say coffee website developer portfolio, like so. We don't have a favicon, so I'm not going to change this, but then let me just add some meta. We need meta. No, I don't think we need meta. I think Next.js will automatically inject things inside for you, or at least I hope so. Wait, my computer just hung for a moment. So inside here, we're going to have our components. We're going to have our components inside here. And then, as you can see, this is, before installing Tailwind CSS, this is just a bit bold, but the reason why they are like lightweight is because of Tailwind CSS. So don't let this bother you. So let's head over to fonts.google.com, where we are going to grab our font called Rubik. Let's grab the font called Rubik. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to grab the 400, the 400, the semi bold 600, and then the 700 bold. And then I'm going to copy this link tag and then paste it inside my head tag inside here, like so. And then I need to remove this, and then I need to add a / here and a / here. I think that should be correct. Yep. Okay, and then for the font family inside here, I'm going to remove all of this and just specify Rubik, like so, with a fallback of sans serif. Okay, looking amazing. And then I'm going to grab this and move it down inside here, like so. Okay, so save that. And then I should remove this, and then let's specify some of our own globals. Is that even necessary? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we should be fine. We should be fine. I say that, but I'm always waiting for something to backfire. Okay. And probably what I can do is probably move this, the Figma design, into another page inside here, like so, that it's easier to switch between them. Okay. So I said, wait a minute, why hasn't this reloaded? Why hasn't this reloaded? I've deleted this, so this should reload, and the title should also change. Okay, let it just reset just a moment, and there we go. So the title has changed, and now we need to create our components folder. So let me create our components folder. In the root, I'm going to create a components folder, and for the components, the first one that I want to create is the header.js, like so. And then for the header.js, what I want to do is actually I should create a data folder as well. So I'm going to create a folder called data, and then inside here I'm going to create navbar.js, which is going to house everything in our navbar. And probably a good idea would be to install UUID, which is going to generate some unique IDs for us. So I'm going to say npm install UUID, right? Oh, and I've just remembered we also need to install React icons. Yeah, we need to install React icons as well, but that's okay. So let's just create our data array as wait for this to install, and I'm going to say import UUID. Oh, wait a minute, import v4 as UUID v4 from UUID, which is the package that is going to be installed. Okay, fantastic. Let's also install React icons. So I'm going to say in npm install dash dash really dash dash save, and it's called react dash icons. So okay, so let's say export. We're going to create our data array, and I'm going to say export const navbar, like so. This is going to be equal to an array of objects. The ID for this is going to be ID UUID v4, like so, from our package. And then the title for this is going to say home, right? And then I'm going to have a URL, but this URL is going to be equal to an ID which I'm going to give. So the first one is going to be ID of home, which is basically, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to have a smooth scrolling effect. And before I forget, let me add that into my global CSS. And right inside here, I'm going to say scroll dash behavior and set this to smooth. But actually, I've set this wrong. This should be on the HTML. It should be on the HTML. So move this just right about there. Okay, that's looking fantastic. And I should probably specify for the buttons here as well, for the buttons, right? So that because buttons don't usually take up the font family for the on the body. And then once we do that, then we can continue to create our next one. So I'm just going to grab this and copy it down. How many times did you have? Let me check. We had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second one is blog, and this should be hashtag blog. The third one is what? About me, about me, about me, like so, or rather about dash me. And then the next one is, what is it? Testimonials. So testimonials, and say testimonials, like so. And then the next one is contacts, right? Or rather pricing, like so, with an idea of pricing. And then finally we have, remove this, we have contacts, and then this should be contacts. Amazing. And then once we do this, then we can create a component called navbar.js. And then inside navbar.js, I'm just going to say RAFCE, like so, change this into capital N navbar, and then return a fragment inside here. And then inside here is where I'm going to be looping over my data, right? So first of all, I need to set up my state value. So I'm going to say const, let me say links, and set links. And this is going to be equal to react.useState, but I can just say useState inside here, and it should give me the option to auto import it. As you can see at the top, it auto imports it. And then I'm going to pass in my data that I get from navbar, from data. Remember, this is coming from data, from the data folder, and it's called navbar. Okay, so don't confuse this, it might be a bit confusing. And then once I do that, then I'm just going to create some how you say, I'm going to create a UL inside here. And then for this UL, I'm going to be mapping over my data. So I'm going to say links.map. And then for every link, actually I can just destructure everything all at once. So I'm going to place my 2 brackets like that, and then place some curly brackets. Then I'm going to say that I want to destructure the ID, the title, and the URL, like so. And then inside here, I'm just going to return some list items, and the key for this is going to be the ID. And we need the key because we are returning a list, so each one of them has to be unique, and the key provides that uniqueness. And then once we have the list, I want to return an href, and the href is going to be going to the URL, like so. And then the text for this is just going to say title, like so. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go into header.js. I'm going to say RAFCE once again, and then change this to capital H header, and then return a fragment, and then return the header semantic element HTML5. And then once we do that, then I want to render my navbar which is coming from my components folder, right? So I need to import navbar. So I'm going to say import navbar coming from /navbar, like so. Notice that this is capital N navbar and this is small n, but this is small n because it's coming from the components folder, and that's also how I've named it. And then once we do that, then I want to render a nav element like so. And then inside the nav element, then I'm going to place my navbar component like that. And then nothing happens on the screen because now we need to render our header into our index.js. So right inside here where I had the comments of component, I'm just going to render our header, which will be coming from components / header like so, looking amazing. So I'm going to save this and we should see something on the screen. And we have this, and the reason why you have this is because of this class name right inside here. So I'm going to remove this so that it goes back to the top. There we go, looking amazing, looking amazing. Now what we need to do is set up our state values so that this doesn't appear by default on mobile screens. So how do we do that? Let me close this. How are we going to do that? We're going to say what? I'm going to go into my header, and then inside my header I'm going to set up my state values, which are going to be booleans. So I'm going to say const, let's say menu, and set menu like so. And then this is going to be coming from use state, and then use the auto import, which is going to auto import it at the top. And then I'm going to pass in false by default like so, right? So we need to set up some kind of toggle where this is going to be toggling to true and to false depending on the value in our state value right inside there, right? So I'm going to grab this navbar. I'm going to grab this navbar, really grab it. There you go. And then I'm going to place some curly brackets, and I'm going to say place some conditional rendering where I'm going to say that only when menu is true, that's when I want the navbar to appear. That's how you set up our conditional rendering, right? So I'm going to save that and it should disappear, because I said that only when menu is true, because of this truthy and, only when it is true, that's when the navbar should appear. So if I try to change this to true, then it should appear like so, and then I'm just going to pass it back to false, which should make it disappear. Okay, looking amazing. And I'm just going to set up my what's it called, my my menu button, right? So I'm going to set up my menu button inside here. So I'm going to say a div, and I want to return an icon called FA bars. Actually, no, that's not the icon that I have in my design. My design has a different icon. My design has this icon, so that's the icon that I want. So let me just go into React icons documentation so that I can see what that icon is called. Let's see, we have menu. Let's see, where is that icon? Where is that icon? Come on. I actually don't see it. I actually do not see it. It is the opposite of this. That's okay. I can use this one. I can use this one. Let's place this back to the side, and then let's render this icon, and then we need to import it, of course. So let's import it right below this, and I'm going to say import that from react-icons /hi should be correct. Okay, so let's save this. Let's see how this looks. Does it show? Yes, it shows right around there. So let's give it some Tailwind class name. So I'm going to give this a class name of text-4xl. Right, make it just a bit bigger. Looking amazing. And remember that our header is going to be positioned absolute, or rather fixed. Fixed or absolute, which one is better? No, I think I'm going to position it absolute because I don't want it to scroll. I would probably want it to scroll on bigger screens. How do you say that? So let's say give this a class name of, before I do that, because it's going to interfere with what I'm going to do. So before I position this as fixed, let me go inside my navbar, because now we need to create some way of toggling this. So basically what this means is I want to place the on-click attribute on, what is this? Not attribute. I want to place the on-click event on this so that every time that I click it, it's going to be toggling this state value to true to false to true to false, so that it shows or hides our navbar, right? So I'm going to say inside here, I'm going to say on-click on click, and I'm going to place it my inline function like so, and I'm going to say target the set menu function, right? The set menu function which uh, decides how our menu is going to be targeted, and I'm going to pass in the opposite of whatever the menu is currently set to. So if it's set to false, then pass in true, and if it's set to true, then pass in to false. So I'm going to save this, and let's see, and look at that. So we already have our toggle, and it's looking amazing. It's looking amazing. Now what we need to do is let's create our showcase component next. Let's create a new file called showcase.js like so, and then inside showcase.js, let me say rafce, and how am I going to do this actually? Let's return a fragment and then return a section inside here, and then this section is going to have a div with a class of overlay, and then this section needs to have a class name of, actually not much, this should be styles.showcase. Next.js styles things a bit differently, where we're going to pass in this. So I'm just going to cut it out from here because it looks like we're not using it anywhere inside here, and then I'm going to paste it inside here, and then I'm going to say styles dot showcase, which is going to be the name of our class that we're going to target in our CSS, and then this should be styles dot overlay. Okay, let me take a break for a moment, and then I'll be back. So as I take a break, please look at this cool design. Isn't it looking amazing? Okay, let me just confirm that I'm unmuted. Okay, fantastic. And let's continue. So once we create our div with a class of overlay, then what I want to do is right below, or rather right inside here, I want to return an H1 that says, what is my design? I build websites for coffee shops. So I build websites for coffee shops. Now you'll notice that coffee shops is a different color from our H1. So I want to place it inside a span, like so, so that I can just tell it differently. And I'm going to say for coffee shops. So let's save this, and then let's render it right below this, below our header. So I'm going to render the showcase like so. Oops, showcase. This should be capital S so that it doesn't confuse me because it's a React component. Remember that because it's a React component, it needs to start with a capital letter. If you start with a small letter, then it is an HTML5 element. Okay, so there we go. So our showcase is showing. Now what we need to do is just tell this out differently, just a bit differently, where inside here I should probably set my state values, not my state values, but my global variables. Oh my god, can't speak. So the first thing I want to do is for all the paragraphs, I want to set the line height for all of them. So I'm going to set the line height to about 1.8 probably. And then I'm going to say that for the paragraphs, reduce the font size for each one of them to 15 pixels. And then for the H1, I want the H1 to have a font size. By default, because I'm starting on smaller screens, it's going to be 36 pixels, right? But then I want to set up a media query inside here. So I'm going to say at media min width. Remember, I'm doing all this because I want to style all of this once, and I don't want to keep on styling them. Like I don't want to keep on changing the values over and over again. So for a min width of about, let's say 992 pixels, then I want the H1 to have a font size of 72 pixels. So make it massively huge. And instead of this being 992, let me take it to 1280 pixels. Like so. And then what else do we need? So I'm going to save that. What else do we need? What else can be our value inside here? This is going to be a grid. This is going to be a grid of 2 items on this. And then what I'm going to do is for this, the blog section and the about me, wait a minute. It would probably be prudent of me if I place both of them into one data array. But is that really good? Because I don't know whether that would be a good idea, because what I want to happen is that when I click on each of these links, then I want to scroll it to a particular area. But then if I put both of this into one data array, then it will massively mess up all of this. Okay. Okay. Now let me not worry about that much. What I need to do is go into my showcase and actually inside this tile CSS, because now I want to start adding some some values for me, and I'm just going to grab all of this and remove it. And then what I need to do is get this image. So let me remember what this image was. Was it this one? Was it rectangle one? So this is the image, and I want to grab this image. I want to export it. Wait, will it export the image as well? Export rectangle one, there you go. And then let's say go inside here, let's say file, and let's say export, and I want to export rectangle one. What am I doing? I should probably have exported this one as well, but that's okay. Let's export, let's say showcase not .js but .jpeg. And then what is the name of our it was coffee website? Okay, correct, coffee website. And then inside the public folder, I'm going to create, actually I don't need to do that, I can just place it inside here. So let me just save that like so. Let me confirm whether this has shown up. This is my public folder, so I have showcase.jpg. Let me just confirm which image this is. I don't want to have exported the wrong image. Okay, so this is our image, right? Looking amazing. And then what I need to do is export this smaller image as well. I want to export this smaller image. This should be rectangle one as well, correct? So I'm just going to say export, and I'm going to export it as a JPEG image, and then go inside here and say file and export. And then I want to export this one as well, and I want to export it as showcase mobile. So showcase dash mobile, the JPEG, like so. Okay, now how would we do that? Because I probably don't want to add many media queries for this section. Now you know what, because I'm going to be adding a background image, then I'm going to need to add the showcase. I'm going to need to add the media query, sorry. So what I want to do is, remember we had a class of showcase inside here, so I want to target the class of showcase. So showcase, and I'm going to say the background should be coming from URL, and it's coming from dot slash wait, Where is this located? Where is this located? Should be /public, or rather, wait, is it /public? How is this image targeted? Excuse me. This is targeted as, what is it, /favicon. Okay, so this should be /showcase-mobile.jpg, like so, and then set the no repeat value to no repeats, and then set it to the center and cover, like so. And then let's set the height for this to 600 pixels because that's what we had, right? So let's reload this and let's see what happens. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's looking fantastic. And then what I want to do is I want to add a media query inside here. So at media, and I'm going to say for a min width of, let's say, about how much is this? Let's say 768 pixels, min width of 768 pixels. Then I want to change this background image, right? So I'm going to say background URL. Oops, sorry, I want to target the showcase first of all, and then say, wait, what am I doing? Yeah, background, then URL, set this to /showcase.jpg, like so. Set the no repeat, background repeat to no repeat, and then say center /cover, like so. And then set the height. We don't need to reset the height because it's already at 600 pixels. So let's save that and let's see how this would work. Let's see. And look at that. So our image changes correctly. Okay, looking fantastic. Look how massive this header is. Okay, so the next that we need to do is go back into our header and then position this header as fixed, right? So I'm going to say, give this a class name of, because we're using Tailwind CSS, and I'm going to say position this as absolute spelling. There we go. Okay, and then because I want this text to always be in the center, so I'm going to go back inside here, and for the showcase I want to target the overlay next. So the class of overlay, remember we added the styles.overlay inside here, which is coming from home.module.css. So inside here I'm going to say, first of all, I want to add a very slight orange background color, as you can see right inside here. And let me just confirm what this color was because I've forgotten. Where's my rectangle 1? So I want rectangle 2, and this is the color inside here with 33% opacity. So I'm just going to copy this, right? And then inside here I want to say background dash color. Set this to paste this in. Let me just paste this in inside here first of all, because I don't know the RGB value for it, but you can use hue, saturation, and lightness, and then add an alpha value of 0.33%. That should be fine. Okay, there we go, right above. And then set the height for this to 600 pixels as well, so that it will go all the way to the bottom, like so. And then the next thing that I want to do is display this as a flexbox, so that it will go to the center when I say justify content to the center, is it? Or align it in center. So let me say display flex, and then align dash items, say to the center, and then justify content, set this to the center as well. Move it downwards like so. And then the next that I want to do is just say text align to the center, which will move this inwards like that, looking amazing. Okay, so let's go back into our header, and then let me give this a class name of text white to make it white, like so. Okay, and then for the header, let me add some padding on the header. Let me say padding all around of 5. Okay, then let me see what happens here. Okay, so when I click this, then this drops down as well, which I don't really mind. I think it looks cool. Now the next that I want to do is just tell this navbar a bit, and because I don't want to keep on toggling this, I just want to set this to true first of all, so that it always shows. And then for the navbar, I want to give this a class name of bg white, like so. And then I'm going to say set this to a width of, let's say, width of around how much? 75%, which is 3/4. Oops, I'm doing something wrong. let me see what with full does. That's interesting. That is interesting. So instead of having this here, okay, I'm going to grab this and place it inside a div. Paste this inside, and then inside this div, give this a class name of bg-white, and then let's say width-full. Nothing happens, really. Probably because of position absolute inside here. So if I say this to width full as well, then it should go to the end now. Okay, there you go. So I didn't really need this. It's because I forgot some CSS and I needed to add width full here. So right inside the navbar, I'm going to give this a class name of width-3/4, which is going to take up 75% of the screen. Seriously? Oh, that is correct. That's right. Then I need to say bg white, like so. Okay, then let me add some padding inside here. I'm going to say padding all round of 5, and then let's add a rounded border, so rounded, and then let's give it a box shadow of, let's say, shadow large. Okay, that's looking nice. Okay, and then for the menu, obviously for the menu, what I want to do is I want to have a cursor point on this, right? So probably what I should have done is place this inside a button. So I'm going to cut it out, then place it inside a button. And the simple reason why I'm placing it inside a button is because I want that when I click it, it will give me an outline, like so. This is for accessibility purposes. And then once I do that, then what was I doing? Probably should set this to width full instead of width-3/4. Yeah, width full is much better. And then probably let me set this to 6XL, make it massive for no reason apparently. Okay, and then now let's go into our navbar component so that I can space these list items out just a bit. So I'm going to get it inside here, give this a class name of margin on the Y of 2, spaces them out just a bit, and then let's say uppercase, change them all to uppercase. Let me see how this would look. Okay, that looks horrible. Let's say uppercase, let's say text-XL, let's say font-bold. How would that look? That looks horrible. Let's just deal with that. That is much better. Okay, so once you do this, then I think we will be done with this navbar. Then the next thing that I need to do is just go back into my my header.js and change this to false, so that is false by default, like so. And then for bigger screens, obviously what I need to do is now change this up just a bit. So right around 768 pixels, then I need to change this out, right? So I'm going to go back inside here, and I'm going to say for medium screens, which is 768 pixels in Tailwind CSS, as you can see right there. Then I want to say BG transparent, and then I'm going to say for MD, once again, I'm going to say width-auto, like so. For MD, I'm going to say padding-0. Okay, for MD, as you can see, it's quite a lot of repetition. I'm going to say shadow-none, is it? I think it should be shadow-none, right? And then for MD, I'm going to say rounded-none. So let's see how this would look. So that we have this, right? Excuse me. And then once we have this, take some water. Let me close this. Okay, so once we have this, then I want this to be aligned to the what? As a flex box, as flex items, right? So let me go inside my navbar inside here, and then let me reduce the size of this. So I'm going to say that for MD, I want first of all the margin to be 0, and then for MD, let's say text-base, which will return to the normal size, normal text size, font size actually, not text size. And then I want this to be flex items, so I'm going to go inside here and I'm going to give this a class name, and I'm going to say that for MD, then I want this to be flex. Then for MD, I'm going to say items-center, and then MD, I'm going to say justify dash center, so which will now bring it inside here, right about there. And then I'm going to go back inside there. I'm going to say that for MD, then I want the margin on the x-axis to be 5, which is separate them out. Correct, looking amazing. And then I'm going to go inside this href inside here, inside my anchor tag, give this a class name of MD, and I'm going to say text white, like so. So that this happens, looking nice. And then let me just increase the font size, the font weight, and I'm going to say that for MD I want the how is it, text, is it bold? Not text bold, but font bold, or let me say semi bold, so that it uses the 600 font weight. Okay, so that we have this looking amazing. And as you can see, remember that we added some URLs to each one of them, and we're going to add them out as we continue building this out. And then obviously once you do this, then I want this to disappear, so I'm going to go back into my header right inside here, give this div, give this a class name of MD, MD, and I'm going to say what is the class for this? Display none. What is this? What's the class for this? Hidden. I think it should be hidden. Oh my god, that took a lot of brain cells to remember that. Now what I want to do is I don't want this to be at the top, instead I want it to be at the bottom. Now probably what I should have done is structured this a bit differently, but what I can do is just position this absolute within the showcase and then move it downwards. Oh wait a minute, that would be a bad idea. That would be a bad idea. That would be a very bad idea, because positioning everything as absolute is actually a very bad idea for your application. Okay, now let me just not hassle with that so much. Let me reduce this back to the smaller screen, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I want to start studying this out. So I'm inside this h1, I'm going to give this a class name of text dash white, like so. And obviously font dash bold, make it bigger. And then inside this span, I'm going to give this a class name of text dash, wait a minute, I copied something. I copied a certain color inside here, right? Was this a color? This was the color, right? Let's say text dash orange. Wait, is there text orange? No, there's no text orange. There's text yellow dash 500. Nope, let's say 400. Okay, that's too light. Let's say 800. Almost there. 700. Almost 600. 600 should be fine. I think 600 should be fine. And then once you do that, then now let's create our next section, which is the blog, right? Okay. As you can see, looking at this is probably a good idea. You know what, let me not separate them out. Let me not put them together, is what I mean. Let me not put them together. So let's create our blog. And I've just remembered that inside here, what I want to do is add another value, inside my globals.css, I want to add another property inside here, where I'm going to say that for the h2s, for all the h2s, then I want this to have, I'm just going to say apply font dash light. Font light should be fine. Or let me just say font weight, because I imported it. I'm going to say font weight should be 400. Okay. And then I want to say font size here should be 24 pixels, right? And then right around here, then I want to say that for the h2s, the font size should be 36 pixels, which is basically half of this. Okay, that's looking much better. So let's go inside our blog. Let me go inside our components, create another new file called blog.js. And then there's quite a lot of exports that need to happen. So let me see if I can select multiple of them. Can I? Really? Okay, that's fine. Then just grab this, let me say export rectangle 3, and I'm going to say as this is blog. Did I export it as a PNG? Oh no, really? Let me grab this, go to export. Let me just export it as PNG. I don't mind. Let me say about dash me, like so. And then let me grab this image, export this image as Jane dash do dash one, just so that we can get all these exports out of the way, so that we can have everything inside our folder. Grab this, export this Jane dash do dash two, and then grab this and say export, and export this as John dash do, and I spelled it wrongly, but that's okay. And then once we do that, then I think we're done with the exports for the mobile, but we still need the ones for our thing inside here. And I think we can just use these images. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think we're done with that, but I need this quotes image. It's missing here and here. Really, how did I miss that? So let's get these quotes, and I need to export this as a vector, or rather as a PNG. Let's export this, and I'm going to say quotes PNG, like so. And then once you do that, then I think we should be done with all the exports, and you can just plow through everything right now. So I'm going to go back inside here, and then I need to correct this to an E, like so. Okay, so inside our blog, what I want to do is just say RAFCE once again, change this to capital B blog, and then return a fragment. And then inside this fragment, I'm going to return a section, and then this section is going to have an H2 that says blog. And then below this, how is it structured? Wait. What am I doing? Okay, so we have the blog, then we have the image, and then after the image we have our H3. So also another step that I need to specify is that the H3s should be bold in weight. And this is 18 pixels, right? This is 24 pixels. So let's specify that. Let me go back into my globals of CSS. Below this, let me add an H3 that says font weight. Set this to, was it 700? Or it's 800? And then I'm going to say font size for this is going to be 18 pixels by default. And then when you get to bigger screens, then I'm going to say font size, set this to 24 pixels, just so that we can remove all the globals from our minds. And then inside here, I need to pass in our image. Oh my goodness. This image is coming from /blog.jpg, was it? .png. And then the art is just going to say blog. Then below this, I'm going to turn an H3 that says read how our last client boosted sales. Let me see if we can just copy this, just so we can move faster. And then below this, we have a paragraph. We have a paragraph like so. Paragraph that says this. Copy this and then paste it inside here. And then below this, we have a button that says read full article, like so. Let's save that, and then let's render it out. Let's see what we have in blog, like so. Auto import it, like so, which is coming from blog. Okay, looking fantastic. So let's save that, and let's see what we have on the screen. And we have this on the screen, so let's style it out. Please don't delete the video. I will not delete the video. I will not. The live stream is going to be, just on YouTube, but then I'm also going to edit out so that people who want to watch the design part can watch the design part, and then if you want to watch the part where we're coding it out, then it's also going to be there, so don't worry. So for the blog, what I want to do inside here for the buttons, actually the buttons also have the same style, right? So what I can do is specify another value here and say that for the button, what I want to do is, really, come on. For the button, I'm going to say give this a background color of, let me say, at apply bg dash yellow dash 700, was it? Did you use 700 for the showcase? Let me just confirm this. It was 600, so 600. Okay, and then what I want to do is change the text color to white, apply text dash white, right? And then after text white, what do we have? After text white, what did we have? I can't remember. That's okay. Let me see if this will change. Let's see. It's reloading. It's reloading. Come on. Taking quite a bit there. Okay, that's taking quite a while to reload. Why is it doing that? Okay, so that we're going to have this, and then let's add some padding. Let's say padding all around of 3, right? I think that should be it. Let me add a shadow of large inside here, and then let's say that for the hover, actually let me add a border 2, and then border dash yellow dash 600, and then for the hover state, let's say bg dash transparent, like so. And then for the hover state, once again, what I want to do is change the text color, so text, change it back to yellow dash 600, and then let's add a transition. So I'm going to say transition dash all, and then with a duration of dash 300, what is it, 0.3, and then I need to change this. I noticed this, we need to change this, so let me go back into the header, and then probably, okay, no, instead of changing the header, what I can do is just say that this should have, wait, what? Okay, that also gave it almost gave me a heart attack. So now I say this should be the class of btn, so that I'm just going to apply this for the buttons that have the class of btn instead of for every button, so that I don't have to change this. And then inside here I'm going to give this a class name of styles dot, really, I didn't import it at all, so I need to import it. So I'm going to say import styles from dot forward slash styles forward slash home dot module. Wait a minute. This is in the globals of CSS, right? So what I need to do is remove it from here, and then paste it inside here below this, right? And then inside here I should import this from home.module.css, and this should say styles.btn, like so. And then I should save this so that it resets just a bit, so that we have this. Look at that, looking amazing actually. And then let's tell this out. So inside our blog, I'm going to go inside this section, give this section a class name of padding on the x of 5 and padding on the y of 10. This thing is resetting for quite a long time. Also giving me some time to rest, but that's okay. Okay, as this resets, what I want to do is let me just build out our next section, which is called the about me. So I'm going to create a new component inside here called about.js, like so. And then I'm going to say array fce, really, array fce, like so. Change this to capital about. And then inside here, I'm going to return a section. And then this section is going to be pretty much the same as the blog, where actually I can just copy stuff out. And I can just copy this, because by this, it's basically the same thing. Okay, and the reason why I haven't put them in a data array, because it's basically the same thing that we're doing, is because of our navigation, right? Because I've separated the blog and the about me section, so I want to be able to click on this to take me to the about me section, and then blog take me to the blog, which is, I don't think it's possible when you have a data array. Okay, so what I need to do is, actually I've just remembered that I didn't put IDs on this. I didn't place some IDs on this. So this says about me, right? This is coming from about dash me.png, like so. And then I should copy this text as well just to make it faster. Copy this out and then paste it inside here. And then I should go back into the paragraph, copy this out and paste it inside here. And then this should say view pricing website, so. And then let's render it out. Below the blog, just render the about, the about, like so. Gives me the option to auto import it, as you can see at the top. And then let's see how this looks. Really Next.js, really. Oh, I haven't imported this. Let me just copy this and paste it inside here, like so. And we should have this. Would you look at that? This is looking amazing. It's looking really clean. This design is looking very clean. Now what I want to do is add an ID on this, and this ID is going to say about dash me, right? And then on the blog, I need to add an ID that says blog, like so. And then when I go back into index.js, right on this div, let me see, I'm going to give this an ID of home, right? So let me see if this works. Let's see blog. So we have blog, remember, notice that. Then we have about me, and that's wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah. It actually was the reason why it scrolls. It kind of scrolls like it's above here is because we don't have some space at the bottom. But once you add more components, then you notice that it's going to scroll up to the about me section. So let's tell this out. Let's tell the blog. For the blog, first of all, for the h2, let me give this a class name of margin bottom of 5, pushed away from this image. And then for the paragraph, let me give this a class name of margin on the y of 5, pushed away from the image as well as the paragraph, like so. And then for the paragraph below this, let me give this a class name of padding bottom of 10, not padding but margin bottom of 10, pushed away from the button as well. Would you look at that? It's looking very clean. I really like this design, looking very clean. And then we're just going to do the same thing for the about me section. So I'm going to grab going to go here and then here as well, really, and then here as well. And then I'm just going to copy this out, just say copy, like so. Oh wait a minute, that won't work. Yep, that won't work. So I'm going to say give this a class name of margin y of 5, like so. And then I'm going to grab this. Oh, this is not margin, this is margin bottom. And then I'm going to grab this and paste it inside here and change this to margin y. And then I'm going to go into the paragraph, paste it inside here, and then change this to margin bottom 10, like so, which will now separate it out. As you can see, looking amazing. Now for just to mention this, when you're actually building this out for your website or for someone else's website, what you would want to happen is that when you hover over this, then you can like click on them, then it will take you to the blog post or whatever, something like that, so that it's not only on the button, right? Okay, and then let me just see if I can adjust something here. Let me give this, go at the end, give this a class name of width dash full. Let me see what will happen. See what happens. So width full, I think I like width full much better, because it goes all the way to the end, so that this kind of looks like one like a card or something, okay. And then let me do the same thing for this other image. So I'm going to just copy this and then go inside my blog, inside here, and paste it inside here, like so. That is looking much better. It's looking much better. Okay, fantastic. Now that we're done with the blog and the about section, well, for the mobile version at least, should I just kill it up once and for all? I think I should, just to make things easier. So I'm going to say that for MDs, okay, what do I want to do? So for the blog, what I want to happen is that probably this, rather, the image is going to be to the left, and then this is going to be to the right, right? So what I want to do is this image is going to have, actually these two are going to be in a div of their own, and then this h3 and the paragraph and the button are going to be in another div of their own, like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the about section. So place this inside a div, and then cut this out, and then place this inside another div, like so. Looking amazing, looking amazing. And then what you need to do is right inside here, right inside the blog, right, I'm going to give this md class of md, and I'm going to say for medium screens, then I want this to be a grid, right? Is grid correct? I think grid is correct. And then for medium screens, I'm going to say grid columns -2, right? And then for medium screens, let me add a grid gap of 20, not 20, but 5. 20 is too much. Let's see, look at that. Would you look at that? It's looking quite nice, but not really all that nice, because as you can see, look at this. See how this looks? I don't know whether I mind that all that much, but probably it's not really a good user experience for your users, right? I don't think so. And then let me see if I can say for MD, what is the class for moving things down? Is it item center? Is it item center? Oh yeah, it is item center. Okay, so item center, so that this is always to the center. Let's see that. Yeah, I think that's much more manageable. I think this is much more manageable, right? Okay, and then what I need to do is I want to limit this width. I want to limit the width of the entire thing once we exceed around probably 1024 pixels or 1280 pixels. So inside here, I'm going to say that for extra large screens, then I want the max width to be 7XL. So max width 7XL, which will now push it to the left. Notice what happens. It will push it to the left so that we kind of have some kind of layout, you know. And then to push it to the center, all I need to just say for XL, then I want the MX to be auto. So push it back to the center, like so. And then once you do this, then let me increase the grid gap. So I'm going to say that for extra large screens, I want the grid gap to be 10, or let's say 20. So this happens. Look at that. This is looking much better, much cleaner. It's looking much cleaner. And then I just want to do the same thing for the about me section. So what I'm going to do is just copy all of this, copy this, and then go to about, and then just paste it inside here. And look at that, looking amazing, right? Now, one thing that I do want to do is I want this to go to the left. Sorry, I want this to go to the right, and then this to come to the left. I don't know whether do I want to do that? Let's see. So what I can do instead of having this to the bottom, I can grab this, and then I can move it up above this div, right? So that when I save this, then this would happen, like so. But then notice what happens on smaller screens. Now this happens, right? So for smaller screens, I still want this to be at the top. So what I can do inside here is I can say flex. Let's see that. That happens, and then say let's say flex flex call reverse. Flex call reverse. This will now put the image on the top. Look at that. So now the image is on the top, and then the text at the bottom. And then when I get to medium screens, which is about 768 pixels, then this happens. And that's looking amazing. It's looking amazing. And then this is also limited. Notice how this is also limited, so that we kind of have the same kind of spacing in between every section. And then once you deal with the about me section, I can now close this, and I can close this, and then I can go into my testimonial section next. And for this section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a data array, because I don't want to keep repeating all of this. So let me just close this header, and then close this showcase as well. And then I think I can close this navbar. Okay. And then I'm going to create a new component inside here called testimonials.js, like so. And then I'm going to say for the testimonial.js, I want to just say RAFC first of all, and then just leave it hanging. And then I'm going to go into my data folder and create a new file called testimonials.js, like so. And then inside here, I'm going to say import v4 as v4, as UUID v4, and this is coming from the package we installed called UUID, like that. I apologize if you can hear some noise in the background. And then this is going to say, I'm going to say export const testimonial. So I'm giving it a name, testimonials, so that I can import it as a named import. And this is going to be an array of objects, like so. And the ID for this is going to be UUID v4, right? Like so. And then this is going to have an image which is coming from /jane-do-1.png, png, really, png, like so. And then once we do this, then we should have what? For the quotes, for these quotes, I'm going to add them inside my HTML, inside our JSX, actually, not HTML. Okay, because it's the same thing for this one, as well as for this one. It's the same thing. So what we need to do is now give the title. So rather, let me just say the name. This is Jane Doe, like so. And then let's say title, let's say founder some company, like so. And then we're going to have some text in the description. So description, I'm just going to copy this out so that to make things faster. I'm going to copy this and just paste it inside here like so. And then we need to do this 3 more times. I'm just going to grab this and copy it down 3 more times. This is going to say Jane Doe 2, right? This is still Jane Doe, this is still like some company, and this is still the same text. And probably I shouldn't have this space, in this space. And then this, the image for this is John-Doe, like so. Why do I keep misspelling that? And then this is John Doe as well. Then the founder of some company, and then the text like so. And then now, once we have our data array, then I'm going to go back into my component. Remember, now this is my component. And then inside here, I want to return let's return a section, right? This section is going to have an H that says testimonials, like so. Okay, let's save that. And then I need to import my data array, right? So what I'm going to do is set up my state values so that I can auto import my data array. So I'm going to say const cards and set cards. This is equal to use state, like so. Auto imports it, right? And then I want to auto import my data, so which is coming from testimonials, like that. Really, it's not giving me the option to auto import. Okay, that's fine. So let's say import, import, it's a named import, remember, that's why we need these 2 curly brackets. So testimonials from /data / testimonials, like so. And this is going to be using this data. Oh, you know what, this should be capital, this should be capital T, this should be capital T, like so that it doesn't conflict with our data array right there. And then once I do that, then I want to go inside here and return a div. And then inside this div, I want to map over my data. So I'm going to say cards.map. And then I want to destructure everything right away. So I'm going to destruct the ID. Well, what did you have? You have the ID, image, name, title, image, name, title, and then the description, like so. This is, and then we're just going to set up a return, and I'm going to be returning an article now, an article with the key of ID, right? And then this article with the key of ID is going to have what? How is it? I'm thinking yet I have the design. So we have inside here this is going to be our div that we've just created, and then inside this div we are going to have a div that has this image as well as this text. So let's create inside this article, we're going to have a div, and then this div is going to have an image, and the source for this is coming from image, like so. And then for the alt, I'm just going to return the name of the person in case it fails to load, like so. And then we're going to have, for this, what do we do? This structure is so hard. Okay, because what I want to happen is I want this to display as a flex, this and this to be two divs, right? So that I can place them as flex item, as flex items. So if this is the image, then I need to create another div which is going to have my h2, probably my h2 that says the name of the person, like so. And then below this h2 we're going to have a paragraph that says the description, or not the description, sorry, but the title, right? And then I'm going to go outside of this div, and then I'm going to return an image here which is coming from / and it's called quotes.png, quotes.png, like so. And then below this I'm going to have a paragraph that says description, like so. So let's save this, and I hope it works correctly. So let's render it out. Right inside here I'm going to render out testimonials, like so. That comes from components. Remember, now we are rendering our components. So save that, and let's see what displays on the screen. And we have this. Would you look at that? Looking amazing. It's looking amazing. Okay, sometimes building out this structure in your head is hard, but then once you keep on doing it, it becomes easier. It becomes easier even to visualize how it looks, so that you can know the structure of your cards. So inside here I want to give this a class name of bggray-100, and then I want to display them as a grid, and with grid columns -1 and a grid gap of 5, right? And then I want to add a shadow, or shadow dash large. And then after shadow large, let me just say, did I give them a rounded border inside here? No, they don't have rounded borders, they only have the box shadow. Okay, and then let's save this. Let's see what happens. So it should be like that. Okay, and the reason why this grid isn't working is because it shouldn't be here. Instead, it should be on the section. Sorry, not on this parent div, right? Give this a class name, paste it inside here, like so. And that's why I actually added this div inside here instead of having this section. The reason why I didn't place this on the section is because this will also count as a grid, which I don't want to happen. Let's increase this gap to 10 so that you can see it more clearly. And then on the section inside here, let me give this a class name of padding on the x of 5, just to push everything away from the margin so that you can see our cards. And then I want this to go to the center. Actually, is it to the center? I don't have my blog, my headings to the center. So you know what? Just to maintain everything, I'm just going to give it to the left, and then give this a class name of margin bottom of 5, because that's what we also had on this top section. And then for this, for the testimonials, what I want to do is add a padding on the y-axis of 10, which will push it away further, just so that we can separate from this. Okay, and then what we need to do is now go inside this article, and inside the article I'm going to give this a class name of padding of 5 all round, which will push this inwards, like so. And then what we need to do is now grab this and place it as a flex item, right? So inside this div, right, the div that has our image, and then this, the h2 and the paragraph. So I'm going to give this a class name of flex, like so. And then item center, so that it pushes it down just a bit. It comes down, not pushes it down. And then I'm going to go inside this div, the second div, and I'm going to say class name of margin left. Let's say margin left of 5. Separate it out just a bit. Correct, looking amazing. And then what we need to do is I'm going to go back inside this div and then add a margin bottom. I'm going to say margin bottom of 5, like so. And then I'm going to go inside this paragraph now, and inside this paragraph I'm going to say margin top of 5, which will push it away from these quotes. Look at that, looking amazing, looking amazing. And then now all we need to do is just scale it up, and you can scale it up very easily. I can just go inside this div, and I'm going to say that for medium screens, then I want the grid columns to be 2, grid columns to be 2. And then for large screens, then I want the grid columns to be 3. Let's see how this looks. Look at that, looking amazing. And then for large screens, they go into 3 columns, right? And then just like we did for this, because as you can see, I don't want this to go all the way to the end. What I want to do is limit this, right? So I'm going to limit this by going inside this section, and I'm going to say that for extra large screens, then I want the max width to be 7XL. And then for extra large screens, because I want them to go to the center, I'm going to say margin X of auto, which will push it to the center like that. Now what I want to do is, because I don't want these names to be the same size as my testimonials. So what I'm going to do is change these instead of having H2s, I'm going to change them into H4s, which will do this. And then what I want to do is go inside my probably this is looking fine, but it's still hurting my eyes a bit. So inside my global, is it my globals, right? Inside here I'm going to add an H4, and I'm going to say that for H4 I want the font size to be, let's say, this is probably for bigger screens. I should add it inside here, and I'm going to say for the H4 I want the font size to be, let's say, this is 24 pixels, so I'm going to reduce this to 18 pixels. Is 18 looking correctly? We're going to find out in a moment. And then now that we have our testimonial sections done, right, now all you need to do is now create our pricing. And as you can guess, of course, we're going to create our data array for this as well, right? Look at that. We are building everything all at once. It's looking nice, man. It's looking nice. So let's create our data array for our pricing. So inside here, I'm going to go inside my data, create a new file called pricing.js. And then for pricing.js, I'm going to say import v4 once again as UUID v4 from the UUID package, like so. And then this should say import. Okay. And then I'm going to say export const pricing. And this is going to be equal to an array of objects once again. The ID for the first one is going to say UUID v4, like so. And then we're going to have a title, right? So the title for the first one says basic. Oops. And then it has a price, right? And the price for this is $99. Was it? Yes, $99. And then inside here we're going to have a list. Let me call this sorry, we're not going to have a list but an array, and this array I'm going to give it a class the name of services, so that I can place these inside an array, right? So I'm going to say the first one is something. Let me just copy this, paste it down a bit. This is something. It's just dummy data, okay? Place some commas. This is something else, even something else. And what is the last one? Something else here, so this should be here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And then something else here, like so. And then what I need to do is just copy this down two more times, so 1 2, and then this should say 199, this should say 299, this should say master, and then this should say professional, like so. And then what we need to add for these two, master maintenance, so master maintenance, come on, are you serious? And then once you have master maintenance, we also have 5% discount, like so. And then what discount did I have on this? 25%. So I can just go below this and say professional maintenance, and then I can say 25% discount, like so. So I'm going to save this, and then let's create our pricing components. So I'm going to go inside of my components folder, create pricing.js, and then say array fce, like so. Change this to capital P pricing, and then return a fragment. Return a fragment. Okay, sorry for that. And then inside here, let me set up my step value. So I'm going to say const cards once again, and set cards like so, and then say use state, and then pass in. Actually, I need to import use state, so import it like that. and then I'm going to say pass in my pricing data like so. Okay, and then inside here I want to return a section. This section has an h2 that says pricing like so, and then just like we did for the testimonial section, right, just like we did for the testimonial section, let me close this. You can see I'm returning the section inside here and then an h2, and then finally I'm going to be returning this, right? I'm going to be returning this, but don't copy that because it's just a bit different. So inside here I'm going to return a div, and then I'm going to map over my data array. So I'm going to say pricing.map, and then just destructure everything. So place my two brackets and then my curly brackets, and then destructure the ID, and what was it? The ID, title, price, and services. So the ID, title, price, and services. But remember that the services here is also an array, so we're going to need to map over it once again, right? And then right inside here I'm going to say we're going to be returning what is it? We're going to be returning an article, and this article is going to have a key of ID. Once again, we need the ID because we're returning a list, and every list needs to be unique. So the only unique value that we have here is the ID, because we're also auto-generating it from the UUID package. Okay, so we have an article inside here, and then this article is going to have, let's say, an H2, right? An H2 that says the price, like so. And then below this H2, we're going to have an H3. Oops. We're going to have an H3 that says the title. And then below this H3, we're going to have an ordered list. And I'm going to map over my data inside here, my services array, remember, because this is an array once again. And then I'm going to say services dot map. And then for every service, then I just want to return return a list item with the key of you know what, I should destructure the index inside here because the service is not unique. The service is not unique, right? The service inside here, because this is the same as this, right? Because so it's not unique, it will throw me an error. So what I need to do is, let me close this, it's bothering me. What I need to do is, the index is something else that we can get when we're destructuring. Okay, so this is not something that we did in our pricing or whatever, but because it's an array, we can get the index of the array, right? And then we can also destruct it, and then we can pass it in as the key. But it's not recommended that we use the index, but for this case, then, you know, let's just use the index. And then after that, we're going to just render the service. I think that should be correct. Let's save that, and then let's render it out. Right below the testimonials, let's render the pricing that is coming from components. Okay, that is coming from the components folder. So save that, place it to the side. Let's see what we have on the screen. And we have this on the screen, looking fantastic, looking amazing. So let's begin to style it out. So inside my pricing component, right inside here, I'm going to go inside this H2, give this a class name of margin bottom of 5, and then go inside this section, give this section a class name of padding on the Y of 10. Okay, and then padding on the X of 5 as well. So padding on the X of 5, like so. And I've just noticed that this is probably going to have the same styling as this in a few sections. So what I'm going to do is I want to copy this because this is going to be the same. So copy this and then just paste it inside here like so, and then save that. Stop scrolling to the top. Remember that smooth scroll effect is what we added in our global CSS right inside here. Okay, it's looking very nice. I actually like it. And then what we need to do is how do you do this? How am I going to do this? Let's see, for each of the articles, let me give these articles a class name of bg-gray-100, like so. And then let me go inside this div, give this div a class name of grid and grid columns -1 and grid gap of 10. And then let's say for the medium screens, then I want the grid columns to be 2. And then for large screens, then I want the grid columns to be 3. Grid columns to be 3. like so. And then let's add a box shadow in each of the articles. So inside here I'm going to say shadow dash large, and let's see, look at that, looking nice, looking nice. And then let's also add some padding all around of 5, padding all around of 5, so that this pushes inwards like so, looking fantastic. And you know what, I'm realizing that this was text aligned to the center, but now that we have done this, now that everything is aligned to the left for our design, then I'm just going to leave this aligned to the left as well. So inside here, let me give this h2 a class name of, uh, let's say text dash xl. No, it's going to interfere with what I had in my global css. Yeah, it's going to interfere with that, so let me not interfere with that. Instead, let me go inside this title, the h3 title, give this a class name of text dash 4xl, make it just a bit bigger. Okay, okay, yeah, that is correct. And then for the h2 inside here, I'm going to say margin bottom of 5. Oops, class name first of all, class name, and I'm going to say margin bottom of 5, pushed away. And then for this one as well, I'm going to say margin bottom of 5, pushed away from this, else, correct. And then for the list items, right inside here, I'm going to give this a class name, class name of, let's say, margin y of 2, or rather of 4. Let me see how 4 looks. 4 looks almost correct. Oh, and I've just remembered something. I wanted to render an icon each one next to each one of these list items, right? So what I can do is, there's an icon called FA check from Font Awesome, I think it should be FA check, like so. So instead of having this, let's return a fragment. Let's return a fragment, and then close this out, close out the fragment like so that this works. And then this will throw an error because we don't have this imported, right? So I'm going to import this from react-icons /font awesome, like so. So save that and reload it, and it should appear right there. Look at that, looking amazing, right? And then now what we need to do is, wait a minute, you know what, this should be a list item. Let's just return a list item, right? So basically what I'm returning is this is what I'm returning. Oops, copy this, cut it out, and paste it inside here. Okay, and then close out this list item like so. Okay, so everything is still the same. And then what I want to do is just say flex inside here like so. Come on, reload. Is it okay? There you go, flex, and then item center inside here, and then say items dash center. We should move this down just a bit, move it down, there you go. And then what I need to do is, actually, why do I have this? I don't need this here. Okay, there we go. And then once we do that, then what I'm going to do is that for this FA check, I'm going to give this a class name, and I'm going to say margin right of 5. Let's see how much that pushes, like so. And then change the text to green, so green dash 500. So that it's green. There you go. Looking amazing, looking nice, Now what I need to do is, remember how this has a different color from the rest, right? Notice this has a different color from the rest. So what I need to do is I need to target it individually. So I'm going to target it in my home module.css. So I'm going to say import styles. Wait a minute. Let's say import. Okay, will that work? Actually, I'm thinking that won't work. I'm actually thinking that won't work. Wait, I'm actually thinking that won't work. Because Next.js gives styles differently, quite a bit differently. But that's okay. So let's just add our button first of all. How did I forget our button? how did I forget our button? Actually, I can just add it below this. I can just say button and then give this a class name of styles.btn. And then what did it say? Get. Okay, not I will need to this actually begin to confuse me a bit. Okay, so for this button, then I will need to destruct it inside here, which means I have to add our button inside our data array. So let's go back into the, where was it, the pricing, and then let's add a button. So inside here, I'm going to add a button that says get professional, like so. Then I'm just going to copy this, paste it inside here, and going to say get master, like so. I'm going to paste it inside here and say get basic, like so. And then save this, and we should see our buttons. We should see our buttons somewhere, and we haven't imported the styles, so let's import the styles inside at the top. So let's say import styles from /styles/home.module.css, and we should see this on the screen. Look at that, looking fantastic, looking amazing. I actually think this looks fine. And then finally, what we need to do is add our social media, right? And let me just confirm that this is also responsive on big screens, right? Okay, there we go. So we need to just add our footer first of all. So at the bottom of this pricing, right near the bottom of this section below this div, let me add a div. Oh, wait a minute. Let me add a div with a class of bg dash yellow dash 600 with another class of width dash full with another class of border dash 1. Okay, or rather border dash 1 should be fine. Let me see how this would look if I thought it would render. That is, I can't really see anything, but I think I know why. So let's create our footer next. So inside the components, I'm going to create a footer. Oops, footer, come on, footer.js. And for footer.js, we only have our title, right? I'm just going to return a fragment first of all, then return the footer element. Really, the footer element. Come on, seriously. Okay, you know what? Let me change this first to capital. Footer like so, and then I'm going to return a footer HTML5 element. So footer like so, and then for the footer, I'm going to return an h that says social media contacts like so, and then below this, I'm going to have a UL with list items with how many. There were around 6 of them. And because I don't want to create a data array, I'm just going to render them out. And I need to import those icons. I'm going to say import FA Facebook, and then FA Twitter, and then FA Instagram, and then what was the next one? FA Behance. I don't know whether this icon exists. And then we have Pinterest and Dribble. FA Pinterest and FA Dribble, like so. And these are all coming from React-icons / the font awesome library for all of them. And then I just want to do FA Facebook first of all, like so. And then this next one is FA Twitter, and then this next one is FA Instagram, right? Okay, Instagram. And then the next one is FA Behance, and then FA Pinterest, and then finally we have FA Dribble, like so. So let's save that, and then let's go inside our index.js and let's render out the footer. So we have the footer like so, which is coming from our components footer. Where is it? Right there. So let's save that and let's see what we have on the screen. Let's see what we have on the screen. If this reloads, Facebook. I misspelled that. This is Facebook, like so. Okay, so that we have this on the screen, but I can't really see our line once again. Where I have our pricing. I wanted to add a line, but this doesn't seem to work. So what I can do is I can go to the section at the top inside here, and then just right inside here I can just say border dash b, border dash 1. Let me see what border 1 does. It should be a border all around. Really doesn't do anything. Or rather, let me say border dash yellow dash 600. You should have a border all around. At least that's what it should look like. But it doesn't happen. You know what? I'm not going to bother with it that much because I'm getting tired quite a bit. So let's render out our footer first of all. And then right inside here, I'm going to say, give this a class name of flex and items dash center and justify dash center. And then give it a class of flex wrap so that it automatically goes to the next line when there's no longer any space. Okay. And then inside these list items, actually inside these icons, so I'm going to place my cursor inside here by holding down the Alt key. So just place them inside here like so. Give this a class name of, let's say, width dash 36. Let's see how this looks. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted text dash, let's say 2XL. That's what I wanted. I wanted to make them just a bit bigger. And then I'm going to go to the top inside here like so, inside this list items. Give these list items a class name of margin on the X of 5. Separate them out quite a bit like so. Okay, looking fantastic. And then for the footer, I'm going to give this a class name of padding on the X of 5, right? And then padding on the Y of 10. So let's see how this looks. Okay, and we should have this. But then for the I think for the footer H2, I'm going to place it in the center. So I'm going to say give this a class name of text dash center like so, and then margin bottom of 5 to push it away from the icons. So that we have this, and would you look at that, even on bigger screens, it's looking amazing. Now what you want to do is place some links to this so that they actually go somewhere, but this is actually looking very, very clean, and I actually love it. I do love it. Just look at me. Okay, I've just noticed something. This margin is too small, so let me add some margin on the ULs. For this pricing, I'm going to go and say this UL, give this class name of margin Y of 5, pushed away from everything. Does it show? Did I do that wrongly? Is it even showing? Nothing is showing. Class name margin Y5. Let's say margin Y of 10. Okay, there we go. So margin Y of 10 works correctly. So that, I think that is going to be it. But before we finish, I just want to commit this to GitHub and then deploy it to Netlify. Right. So I'm going to say git add all, git commit -m, and I'm going to say project complete design to code. Right, and I'm going to say git push. Okay, so everything should push to GitHub. It should push to GitHub, the GitHub repository that we created in the beginning. So I'm going to push that. So just open this just to confirm that it is indeed. Okay. Okay, so 25 seconds ago. So let's head over to Netlify. I can close this down now, and then close this, and then I can stop my server like so. And then let's just head over to Netlify. Wait, what? Let me close this terminal. We no longer need it. And then just log in. If you don't have an account, it will prompt you to log in, so don't worry about that. Prompt you to create an account with them. Okay, So let's say new site from GitHub. Okay, and then let's say coffee, because that was the name of the repository. Coffee, was it coffee website? I think it was. So coffee website, like so. And I think this is not the that's not the published directory, is it? I think it should be the build. Let's just confirm that. Let's say deploy site. Wait a minute, I've done something wrong. Let me just confirm this in my package JSON. I don't know whether that will work. Let's just check the deploy. Let's check the deploy. Let's see if this will work. I don't know how long I've been streaming for, but I think this is the longest stream I've ever done. And it's getting quite hot in my room, yet it's evening time. So let's see. Please work. I don't want to go back and start fixing problems. If there's a problem with this, I'm just going to stop the video, and then that will be it, because I am super tired. I need to take a break. Come on. Let's see, generate starting pages. Okay, success is good. Let's see, deploy site, static deploy, files to upload, deploy site. Okay, there you go. So it worked. Okay, so before I view that, actually, let me just change the name of this thing. As you can see, I don't want this name, so I'm just going to change the site name to coffee dash website. And let me say TSB Design dash coffee. Okay, now this link is also going to be in the description if you want to look at the finished product, as well as the link to the repository if you want to look at those as well. And would you look at that, we already have this looking fantastic. Looking where's our wait a minute, where's our navbar? Where's our we don't have our header. It's missing. I don't feel like going and looking back to that. But would you look at that? We have our blog. Look at this. We have our about me. Look at that. We have our testimonial section. We have our pricing section, and then we have our social media contacts. That's looking amazing. So I'm too lazy to do our navbar once again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end the stream right now so that I can rest a bit, and then I'm going to add the navbar later, but I'm not going to do a video for it because probably the issue is somewhere in our rendering or in our CSS. Okay, so you can look through that and try to figure out the problem for yourself. It will be a nice challenge anyway. Okay, so that will be that, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with me. And if you really do enjoy such things, I like doing live streams, and then please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support the channel, there's a donation link that you can follow, which is also on my channel. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video, or rather in the next stream, of course.